Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. We're going to get right down to business. It's election season, my favorite season. As all of you know, we put special emphasis on judicial races. We're especially keen on covering individuals in the Ninth Sub-Circuit. It is a pleasure to introduce you to a sitting judge running for a vacancy in the Ninth Sub-Circuit, Judge Michael Otto. How are you?
I'm well, Avi. Thanks so much for having me back.
First of all, thank you, and I'm glad you can make it. And why don't you give us your, since some people are not going to have seen this the first time around, why don't you give us your background?
Yeah, happy to. I'm a sitting judge now, as Avi said. I've been sitting for 2 years because the Illinois Supreme Court appointed me. 2 years ago when Judge Dennis Burke retired, they unanimously asked me if I'd be willing to step in, serve out the remainder of his term. And of course, the Supreme Court asks you to do something, you say yes. So I was happy to do that. Before I took the bench, I was an attorney at Jenner and Block, one of the larger firms downtown, very well regarded. Nothing to do with me, well regarded before I came, well regarded after I left. I didn't do too much to drop the reputation. Before that, I actually was a clerk, worked for many years, over a decade, for the Illinois Appellate Court, Illinois Supreme Court as well, clerking for Justice Charles Freeman there.
Wow.
For over 8 years, including the time when he was Chief Justice. And before that was school. I went to law school at Washington University in St. Louis, where I was on the law review and graduated order of the coif and so on. Undergrad was University of Pennsylvania, magna cum laude.
Very nice. And that's an Ivy League school.
Yes, yeah. A lot of people confuse it with Penn State, but UPenn is the Ivy.
Right. And you went to the Ivy.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a nice thing to get from an Ivy.
I've been very lucky. Been very lucky to have the opportunities I have. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure. So, did you when you became a judge? I mean, was that something you were seeking? Did that come out of the blue, or?
Oh no, not out of the blue. I've even before I went to law school. In fact, I don't know if I'd call it really a goal as much as a hope.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to be a judge, and now in the middle of campaign season, it's being reinforced all the time how challenging that can be. But I had always hoped that I might be lucky enough to take the bench, and so I was a little bit tongue in cheek when I said.
I understood.
Okay. I mean, I was thrilled, of course, to get the appointment and have the opportunity to serve. Yeah.
No, that's terrific. So, what kind of cases are you hearing now?
Well, I started out in traffic, as just about everybody does. Got out of there after a couple of months to mortgage foreclosure, where I've been sitting for over 1.5 years now. That's it's a challenging call.
So that's Chancery Division?
That's right, Chancery Division mortgage foreclosure section. Yes.
Yeah, I've had some of your colleagues on, as a matter of fact, talking about just that. It's interesting. What kind of caseload do you have?
Well, it's better than it used to be. When I came in, it was about 8,000 cases per judge.
Wow.
And and there are 10 of us in the section, so you can do the math. And it's under 6,000 per judge now, so still not good, but better.
Well, the economy at least is improving to a certain extent.
Well, I think you really hit the nail on the head as far as one of the major reasons. With the economy picking up a little bit, people are finding work, so they're able to reinstate possibly if they're not too far behind, or they're able to maybe sell it and get out from under the debt. And so that's taken some of the pressure off people being able to get out from under, which is certainly good news for everybody. And I'm sure everybody hopes that it continues that way.
No, that's for sure. I mean, it's such a sad thing because when the economy first started going bad, and I'm a walker, almost every single block would have a house that was being vacated.
Oh.
And this is a decent neighborhood too.
Right. Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of people, and I see people still every day in my courtroom. It's not their fault that they're there. They were just caught in the gears. A lot of people lost work and were unable to, fell behind on the mortgage payments and ultimately had to move out. Other people, you have situations, unfortunately, with medical emergencies or someone in the family passing away, and it's not anybody's fault at all that they're there. It can be very
no, it is
difficult.
sad. I will say that I hope people aren't giving 5% mortgages anymore, because those are definitely it's a little dangerous.
Well, certainly, the more you put down, the more of a cushion you have if something does go sideways. But it's tough. It's tough. If a bank's going to be offering it, it's hard to say no. I don't think I'm ready to own a home yet.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough thing, and I'm very glad that there is no mortgage on this house.
Oh.
And you know what?
I
would
can't say
never-
the same, by the way.
I
I'm still
would-
paying
well,
mine.
I'm a little older than you.
Well,
But, I would never borrow a nickel against this house. I would not do it. I mean, it's so nice to have the security. It's just a wonderful thing.
you're blessed to have that situation, yeah.
No, that's exactly the proper way to put it. So let's talk about the campaign trail.
Sure, sure. What can I tell you?
Oh, well, first of all, why don't you give us your website?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, happy to. It's all one word, www.judgemichaelotto, and Otto is spelled OTTO.com. That's it.
Okay. And you get your bar ratings?
Yep, and those have been. I haven't gone for re-rating. The Alliance rated me almost exactly 3 years ago, but those are almost universally positive. Chicago Bar, Illinois State Bar, Chicago Council of Lawyers have all recommended me, found me qualified. So yeah, I've been very happy with the bar ratings.
No, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
And in terms of, so I take it you're hitting the streets, going to the various campaign events?
Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah, I must have had a night off sometime in the last month, but I can't name it. I can still remember my kids' names, but we'll all be happy on March 19th.
No, that's for sure. And it's a rough trail. You go to, at least in the 9th Sub-Circuit, it's not the smallest area in the world, but it's not countywide.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, you have good candidates running countywide. Bill Raines, others. A lot of good friends of mine running countywide, Dan Kabashik, and boy, I don't know how they do it. I mean, Cook County is just enormous, and as challenging as it is running in 9, you're right, it's got to be much, an order of magnitude more to be running countywide, so my hat's off to them.
Oh, that's for sure. Listen, I want to thank you very much. I want to wish you good luck. The 9th Sub-Circuit, why don't you just really briefly tell us the area it's in?
Sure. The main parts of it are Evanston, Skokie, almost all of Wilmette, and Rogers Park, where we are right now. It also
And
has,
West Rogers Park, whatever you want to call it.
that's right, and Lincoln Wood, pieces of Morton Grove, Niles, but those are the main bits of it.
And once again, your website?
www.judgemichaelotto.com.
And your punch number?
Oh, I don't know it yet. Do you?
No, I don't.
I better
then
find that out.
It probably hasn't come for the Sub-Circuits. Well, anyway, check judgemichaelotto.com and you'll find out. Thank you so much
Thanks
for being
a lot,
here.
Avi.